Welcome everybody to Dicing with Death, where we are doing part 2, part 3.
Episode 31, episode 32, part 2, part 3.
Yeah, that's where we are right now.
All right, let's hope things stay stable this time. So in part 1, you did battle with an evil Drider,
Yes.
a half drow elf, half giant spider, put together like a centaur. You came within this close of slaying the creature, but anyways, you drove it off. Michelle was paralyzed by its venom, but otherwise no long-term consequences. The Sunblade is still unconscious after last week's battle with the Grimlocks. You continued to travel in the direction you had been heading before and encountered apparently the geomancer you were seeking. He is a child-sized old man, completely hairless, but with a wrinkled and weather-beaten face, dressed in bright leathers with dangly rings all over it. And he has introduced himself as Kierkegaard Svirfneblind.
Kirk. Kirky. We'll just call him Quirky for short.
And I don't know if this got out before internet crashed, but he led you to what looked like a boulder. And then as you approached, you noticed that there is actually a secret entrance hidden on the side. So it looks like it's just another rock laying next to it. But if you slide it out and out of the way, you've got a small hole about 3 feet in diameter.
Okay. Leading
underneath this boulder.
I give him a quizzical look. Is this the town?
Does the town live under the boulder? Just one of my hideaways. And he steps inside, holding his little orb of light in his hand.
I start to climb down, and I pull.
Yeah, so it's sort of sideways.
You'll
have to crawl on your hands and knees.
Okay. Oh, so it's a straight in. It's not a down.
It's down at like a 45-degree angle.
Okay. Well, I go down. I pull the sunblade behind me, but by the feet, and I have Michelle push. Excuse me. I have Michelle push, and then crawl after us. Oh my god! Worst hiccups ever.
So you're pushing Sunblade in first?
No. I'm pulling him in, and Michelle's pushing him in, so he's between the two of us.
Okay. All right. So you fumble your way into this small chamber. It's just a single room hidden under this rock, and Kierkegaard pulls the little hidden door over the entrance as you come in. There are a few small beanbags in lieu of furniture. So it's sort of just like a cushy little nook hidden under this rock.
Nice.
There is a large chest nestled between some of the cushions. And a few books on a shelf set in the stone wall. But otherwise, it is a pretty sparsely decorated little hideaway. Kierkegaard places his orb of light hovering in the center of the room and proceeds to continue checking on the Sunblade.
Is he going to make it?
Speed up pretty bad. What got to him?
Grimlocks.
Shiatan here was a tough son of a bitch.
Not that
Must have been a lot of him to take him down. Not that tough.
I don't know. She made it out. I made it out.
He looks you up and down.
Anyway, this Sunblade buddy of ours, I take he's already contacted you. You know what we're here for. Geomancer, house building, blah, blah, blah.
He just said there's a job on the surface.
Yep, there's a job. And I'm the man you're going to be working with for the job.
Oh.
On the surface.
An elf, huh?
You got a problem with that, gnome?
He turns his attention away from the Sunblade into you, looking you up and down. You see, his eyes are unnaturally large for his stature. They're even bigger than your own. And they're huge with yellow pupils.
So, do you have any problems working with elves?
No.
Good. Do you have any way that we could patch this Sunblade up a little bit sooner than later. Be kind of a pain in the ass to haul him back, unless you've got like a wagon or a cart or something that we can pull him back in.
He starts muttering him to himself in a guttural language that you don't understand. Actually, what languages do you speak?
I speak Elf, Common, Dwarf, and Thieves' Cant.
Yeah. So none of those languages. But he seems to be talking to himself. He sits down on one of the beanbags and starts thumbing through the book that he had strapped to his waist.
Okay.
Are you going to do anything?
I just observe him for a little while. I will sit and relax in one of the beanbag chairs for a while. Are there refreshments anywhere? Water, wine, food?
Do you wish to look through his things?
Absolutely. I mean, I'll get up and like just look around the room, and if there's nothing,
yeah.
I'll
So there was
for
this bookshelf with just a few books on it, and then the chest set in the cushions.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on that chest. Well, not too close of an eye, you know.
It's basically like the size of a footlocker.
Right.
So it's a human foot. I mean, so it's bigger than you could stuff the gnome inside the chest if you wanted to.
That thought did cross my mind. I just didn't see any profit in it. The real profit is getting the gnome to leave before I leave. Or getting him to leave the room, unlocking the chest, then getting him to leave the room again.
It's not, there's no lock on it, actually.
Oh my god.
And he seems pretty distracted by his studies. He seems to be trying to figure out if there is actually a way that he can get you guys moving quicker without without actually having to wait for the Sunblade to heal.
Okay. I ask for refreshments, and then I kick back and let him do his thing for 45 minutes.
Oh, yes. Silly me. He opens up the chest that you were eyeing and pulls out a bottle of wine and a couple of stone glasses. Let me think. Yeah, you catch, like the glint of coin and other valuables also tucked in this chest. You also see a ton of foodstuffs. It looks like this is his like apocalypse, or one of his apocalypse lockers, maybe. Like a bunch of non-perishable food items.
Okay.
You know, preserved fruits and dried
Anything
meats.
else I notice in there?
You don't get, like I said, you see the shimmer of coin. Or the shimmer. It actually looks like bars of copper.
Okay.
Or maybe some shine precious metal. But he shuts the lid before you really get a chance to investigate, and uses it as a table where he sets down the glasses that he pulled from it. And there was at least another bottle of wine that you saw in there. But he pulls one out and gets drinks for everybody. He also offers you water.
I reject the water. Say thank you. The wine is delicious. I will just drink this.
And it is actually quite nice. A fine elven vintage from the surface.
Ooh.
But he pours the wine and gets back to his book.
As he drinks some of his wine, I refill his glass. As Michelle drinks her wine, I refill her glass. And
he doesn't actually drink his, but you refill yours, and he doesn't seem to notice.
Yeah.
He's basically acting like I am now.
Okay. Yeah, so I have I start talking loudly with Michelle. Not too loudly, but comfortably loudly in a room where you're having a nice conversation. And I make a point of finishing the bottle between the two of us. And then when I do...
Okay. By the way, the bars were silver, not gold.
Silver. When I do finish the bottle, I kind of walk over to him and go, where would you like the empty bottle? We just poured the rest of it in my cup.
Oh yeah, anywhere's fine.
You want me to put it back in the chest?
He shrugs and looks back into his book.
All right, I go to put it back in the chest, and I want to take a good deep look at everything in there as I do it.
Yeah, okay. So let me roll across the rest. So there was Yeah, so the back corner of the chest is lined with those silver bars that you saw shimmering earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You saw there's a bottle of wine. There are the foodstuffs. There is a small pouch. Actually, two small pouches.
I will.
And there are actually two more bottles of wine, and then a small short stocky bottle of a bluish liquid.
As I'm putting the bottle back in there, I
And
bump my knuckles across the two bags with unknown things in them to try and get a feel for what type of thing is inside the bag.
It's something solid.
Bigger than a coin?
Bigger than a coin, probably. Yeah, they don't feel like coins.
Okay.
You guess maybe gems or something
Gems.
like that.
Okay.
But you'd have to look to be sure.
Right, but they're not coins. Okay.
Give me just a second to. Actually, scratch it. There's a couple of bottles of various sizes and colors. Two of them are obviously wine. There's that blue one that I described before. And there's a few more that I'm not going to bother describing.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
Do you wish to snag any of these, or
No. I
take
just
a
put
closer
my.
look, or you just
I put the bottle in and shut the lid, and just know what's there is good enough for now.
Yeah.
After I finish my last glass of wine, I go ask
You
the
just
gnome.
finished the first bottle?
Well, I mean, like the bottle was poured into the glass, right? So the bottle's done.
Yeah.
When I finish that glass, I go ask the gnome. I don't hurry it, so it could be like 20 minutes later. I go ask him.
Yeah.
When
So you guys are taking your time and resting up.
Maybe it'd be a perfect opportunity for someone to level up now that we're resting.
Yeah, why don't you take care of that? So you guys gained that 100 experience plus 10% bonus for Qualnir.
Oh, I did not include a 10% bonus on him. Yeah. That's an extra 250. Okay. So that brings me to 46386. Excellent. I asked the gnome how long he thinks it will take for us to get going.
He's still trying to figure out if he has any way to speed up, to either get out of here quicker or to speed up the recovery process.
Okay. I'm going to roll HP for Michelle. It's a D6. Here we go.
D6, no con.
Yes.
5, nice.
She also gets a +1 to melee missile adjusts. And I want to say 15 points that she can use to level her shit up.
It sounds right. You may want to double check that in the player's handbook.
Okay, I will bring her read languages, if it is 15, to 80%. I will double check that in a player's handbook, though. Come on. Thereafter, each time he advances level, he receives an additional 15 points to distribute. There we go. Oh god, okay, I cannot. I need glasses. Hold on, I left them in the kitchen.
Okay. How are we doing, chat? Smooth sailing? Why are we fucking Mies? Oh, a moose fucked him up for life. Is this Canadian stories? Moose maulings? Your mother's ex-boyfriend got kicked in the face by a moose. Shit. My condolences,
Did he
Omega.
live?
I don't know.
Moose are big, man. Those guys are fucking terrifying. Anyway, where were we?
So you're hanging around Kierkegaard's little hideaway.
Mm-hmm.
You and Michelle are kind of drunk, and Kierkegaard is studying his book. He says that he thinks that he has an idea, but you'll need to wait until morning.
Okay. That's fine. I ask him how he determines what morning is.
A clever one, aren't you? I need to rest for a few hours and prepare my spells.
Of course. Say, you know what? Michelle here happens to be a spellcaster too. I don't know if you guys want to do some trading. I don't know how you kids do it these days. Like that that Digimon game that everyone's playing where you just trade spells back and forth.
Oh no. You are very naive.
Perhaps.
Especially for one your age.
Hey now. You didn't hear me mentioning your smell. You don't have to mention my age.
He actually doesn't smell at all.
I know, but you know what? I needed to come back.
No. Most wizards are very secretive about their spell books.
I see.
However, tend to misplace mine.
So you might actually be interested in trading and then I think at this point she would jab me in the gut with her elbow and then talk to him on her own about spells.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, so you guys probably take a rest together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they talk. They do use the same sort of magic. They are
wizards,
arcane spellcasters. They are wizards. He is an elemental specialist.
Ooh.
He refers to himself and others refer to him as a geomancer.
I think I know what that does.
But for the rule system, he is a elemental earth specialist.
Yeah, but that is a geomancer.
And he has a spell book. He's willing to talk spells with Michelle if that's what she's interested in doing.
She offers to let him look at his if she can look at his. To let him look at hers if she can look at his. Ooh, that was harder. That should have been.
Yeah. I don't actually have a full spellbook prepared, and okay. Michelle would obviously need to decipher them one at a time. But I guess if he's there to point them out to her, let's pull up the Earth spell list. He's definitely got most of those. What he was planning on using tomorrow is levitate.
Oh, okay. To carry him
over and over and over again, to carry the Sunblade's body at a reasonable movement pace. He was also.
Is that an elemental earth spell?
No, it's just a generic spell.
Okay. Spells and magic.
He also offers to teleport everyone out of there, but he warns that sometimes can result badly. And it's preferred to travel by non-magical means, especially
you know what? Let's just walk. I've heard. I had a cousin who teleported once. It was just the once. They found half of his body sticking out of the ground. God knows what happened to the other half of him. He didn't survive the journey.
Well, they found his upper half on the surface, and my cousins in the Underdark found a pair of legs just dangling from the ceiling.
I'm sure it doesn't work like that, but it's cute that you think so. Qualir is kind of condescending, apparently.
Oh, we knew that. So if there are any elemental earth spells They're probably available. And then a few basic wizarding spells.
Elemental
if you have any
Earth.
requests, you can ask, and he'll see if he can share. It also looks like he has a few spell books on the shelf.
Okay. I just want to see what Maximilian's Earthen Grasp is like.
I think that's the one with like a fist shoots out of the ground and restrains someone.
Yeah, I think that's it too.
She also has no second level spells, right?
0. Second level spells. Oh, Maximilian's Earthen Grasp is in a different book, apparently. It's in Tome of Magic, which is right next to me over here. But she does have a spell book. Oh, she can try and learn Identify again.
Yep, and invisibility.
Yeah, not invisibility is what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is the Tome of
And
Magic?
they're already in her spell book. So I think if she learns them, she can use them as soon as she has a chance to memorize spells.
Yeah, that's my interpretation.
Like, it's not like she doesn't need to transcribe them. She just needs to...
Right, because they're in a spell book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She just needs to decipher and understand them.
Maximilian's Earthen Grasp. Arm, soul, rise from the ground. Da-da-da-da-da. Earthen arm. Hand attempts to grab the creature's leg. The victim attempting a saving throw. If successful, the hand sinks from the ground. Blah, 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 blah. If the saving throw is missed, then the earthen limb firmly grasps and holds the creature in place. An individual held by the hand suffers a movement rate of 0, AC penalty of 2, attack penalty of 2. All dex combat bonuses are negated and causes no damage to the victim. So basically it just stays there. It has AC 15 hit points. No, twice the HP of the caster, maximum of 40. And it gets 1 attack, and then it has a 5% chance per level of the caster of reappearing beneath the target creature each round thereafter. Okay. So that's pretty decent. Fist of Stone is... Ooh, she does want Fist of Stone.
Is that the one that gives her strength 18?
18-100.
Yes, indeed. So she can attempt to learn that from this guy. She will have to spend a few hours copying it into her book.
That's fine.
So why don't you roll on the ones that you already have in Spellbook?
Okay, so I'm going to try Invisibility first off.
Mm-hmm.
RD 100. My chance is 55 or lower. Invisibility is a
Nice.
go. I think she needs Read Magic for surezies, so let's try that again. I don't know how she's doing this without Read Magic. Excellent.
The Moonblade's spellbook was not written in the language of magic.
Okay.
It was she decided. If you recall, she spent a good while translating it. It was in using her bardic skills, her read language skills. It was in a cipher, but not a magical text.
Okay. And her last first level
does she
spell,
not have she has read magic now, doesn't she?
She just learned it right now with that 14.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the question is, do I
Because
want to go Fist of Stone or do I want to go Phantasmal Force? That's the question.
Do you only have one more first level spell slot?
Yeah.
Risky business. She will have to use read magic to translate Kierkegaard's spells.
Yeah. Damn it, I really want to give her... I wish I hadn't taken Change Self.
I think can you replace spells?
No.
No?
Once learned, a spell's learned forever. There's an optional rule where if you research spells on your own, you can learn them.
Oh yeah. That's not even optional. I would allow it.
Yeah.
I think it's only optional because if you're new to DMing, you don't necessarily want to have to negotiate with your players over making up spells, researching them in the library or whatever. Yeah, so research spells can go above and beyond what your cap, right?
Yeah. Okay.
But
We're gonna go with Phantasmal Force.
Okay.
20.
All right, you got it.
Go.
No more first level spells.
Second level, we're holding off on everything there, and I don't have any other areas where I could look for spells that he would have to trade. I know you don't have a full list.
I told you he had levitation, which is what he was offering to use tomorrow.
Right.
How
about earth and air are opposite, right? So would he have
so
any
he's not gonna have
water spells? Like insatiable thirst?
Potentially. He does have insatiable thirst. Okay. It's in one of the books that he pulls off a shelf.
All right.
So Michelle will need to cast Read Magic on it, which I don't think she has memorized.
She doesn't have it memorized now, but she asks if he can bring that book with us because she would like to trade for things that are in it.
Sure.
Okay, because she does want to learn Insatiable Thirst.
And he takes a look at her spell book. He geeks out about the cipher that it's written in.
Nice.
He's not, entirely able to figure it out, but she tells him all the spells that are in it. I don't think he learns any of them. I don't think it matters, but
yeah.
I'll show you mine. You show me yours.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Is there anything you'd wish to? I mean, so yeah.
No,
so what are you doing?
I think we just wait for everyone to get some rest. We take some sleep. Qualnir asks him at some point if it's safe in here. We don't need to set guards to watch, right? No one's gonna find us.
No.
Okay, cool. Well then,
we're protected by more than just stones in here.
Drunkenly pass out, he says as he curls up on the beanbag and falls asleep.
You're not sure what time of day it is, but you feel tired.
Okay.
And you get some sleep. You wake up, you hang around while everyone rests up and studies up and memorizes their spells.
Mm-hmm.
You sure you don't want to teleport?
You can teleport the Sunblade and then we can just walk back. His survival is risky right now anyway. He might not survive by the time we get back there. His wounds are pretty bad. And if we get into a fight, anything could happen. Better not to have a body dragging us down, What if we had to abandon him in a battle? What if we were overrun, had to flee? Do you know any places in the city you could teleport to?
I would have to travel with him, but I'm willing to try.
Well, we have no idea how to get out of here.
Well, then I guess you need me.
All right.
Levitation it is. Better not get into any trouble.
Well, if trouble comes our way, you run. Michelle and I here will take care of them, unless you got some tricks up your sleeves.
Me run? Tricks. He starts looking. He's wearing like leather armor of some sort, so he's not able to find any sleeves.
Yeah. Friends? What does friends do?
Basically increases your charisma by 2d4, I think.
Yep.
Remember, we were theory crafting about how Michelle would function with like 24 charisma or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's 25 charisma.
She could max out her charisma.
Yeah, because she's got 17 now. So if she rolls an 8, God, Okay.
Okay.
Michelle will, for the day, memorize color spray, protection from evil, and audible glamour. And an invisibility spell.
All right. She's not doing read magic. You're just going to deal with it later and
Yeah,
bring
we'll deal with it once we get to the surface.
Okay. So Kierkegaard casts Levitate onto the Sunblade, who hovers just a few feet off the surface. And without friction, he's able to drag his lifeless body freely at it. Yeah, at whatever movement rate he's moving.
Okay.
And you guys poke out of your little boulder hideaway, look around. Do you want to travel in darkness, or he does offer torches?
I can't
Or
really.
light?
Light is good to know where we're going, unless you can navigate us by dark.
I can.
Really? Well, here, Michelle, take my hand, and then let's go by dark. We'll draw less attention that way.
Always thinking.
Gotta stay one step ahead.
You'd make an excellent wizard. And he starts skipping, through the cavern with the Sunblade's hand in his, getting dragged behind. And you and Michelle, holding hands, follow. Cute little double date.
After we get about 20 or 30 feet away from his hovel hole, I go, oh shit! I think I left a dagger in there. Can I go back and grab it? I don't know how to open the door.
Hurry up. I don't know how safe we'll be here out in the open.
Okay, I'll be right back. How do I open the door?
You just move it. Here, I'll come
No,
with.
fine. If it's just move it, then I'll just go and move it. I go and move it. I thought it was magical. I head back to his chest, and I open it, and I remove the 2 bags of whatevers, and I toss the silver bars in my backpack. In fact, I toss the small bags and the silver bars in my backpack.
Okay, small bag, silver bars, right
And
there
then
in your character.
I take a...
Did you take the potions?
I was going to actually
Or the wine?
first take a quick glance. Does it look like any of the books on the shelf are spell books?
Yes.
Yes, I grab... Well, how many of them are there?
There are 3 left. Only one of them looks like... it's hard for you to tell, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm
One of them
asking.
looks pretty you're like, those look like magic runes. The other are like... And then you look to the next book on the shelf, you're like, oh, I don't know. I don't understand what those runes are either. So you're
Okay.
not
I'll grab
sure.
the
If you have
3
any
books
skills,
that look most spellbooky.
3 books, I said. And you thought the first one was a spell book, and then you saw the second one, and you realized that all of them had writing on them that you don't understand.
Okay, well, if I'm not, if my inkling is less than 75%, I will not grab any of them. Because I figured during the
Do
conversation.
you have
with
any
him,
skills that you could use to identify a spell book?
I would have just paying attention to when he was speaking with Michelle earlier, and they were talking about books, and he grabbed one off the shelf, and they were discussing it.
I mean, he is holding one of a book that he pulled off a shelf that he said had a spell in it.
Okay, but I didn't.
The others, you're not sure.
Okay, then I won't grab any of them. Whoops. But I will grab the as many potions as I can grab.
Yeah, there are 3 potions and a bottle of wine.
I leave the bottle of wine. And silver bars.
Yeah, let's say
It's roughly
2 silver. Oh, wait, how many coins to a pound?
50 coins to a pound.
Uh,
So 10 pounds of silver is 500 silver is 50 gold.
10 pounds of silver
is 500 silver, which is 50 gold. So every pound of silver is worth 5 gold.
Yeah, so there are 4 5-pound bricks of silver. So those will each be
pounds.
worth
Okay, yeah.
Each be worth 500 gold, right?
Yeah. The potions weigh a pound each, I take it?
You can 3 to a pound is fine.
And the bag of gems are negligible?
Yeah, it was just a few gems. We can sort that out later.
50. I am still not encumbered. Awesome. Fuck it. I grabbed the bottle of wine too.
It's expensive wine.
Yeah, I'm gonna save
Probably
at least
even
2
more expensive down
pounds.
here.
I'm
2
just
pounds
gonna
actually
say
right
waste-
about right.
That's about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems right to me. Okay, and then I leave, and I roll the rock back in place.
All right. So you catch up with your companions and continue on the journey.
I do.
All right. So you retrace your steps northwest. Michelle is completely blind, following only the tug of your hand.
Mm-hmm.
You can see 60 feet around you.
Okay.
Which pretty much is just Kierkegaard dragging the body of the Sunblade behind him.
Yeah, all right.
And you journey every... Let's see. Yeah, it seems like every hour or two his spell wears off and he has to recast it.
Every hour or two?
Yeah, you're not like, you don't have a stopwatch, you're not keeping track of time.
Right.
But
Okay.
levitate spell lasts like
But
an hour.
just knowing that spell, that the level range there is significant. Between an
Sure,
hour
so
and 2
he's
hours.
somewhere between level
6 and 12.
6 and 12. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
Should have counted better. Should have
that's
metagamed harder.
No, 6 to 12 is a very broad range. That could be.
Another hint that Michelle could use is looking at the list of earth spells. What level do you have to be before you have spells that make you useful in construction?
Yeah. There's dig. There's create wall.
Yeah. And those are both 5th level spells, I believe.
Yeah.
So probably a good guess at his spellcasting level.
That's maybe I should have thought twice before stealing from him, but you know what? Qualnir has very low willpower.
Happy-go-lucky and good-natured, and you're thinking he's probably got a few hideaways like that. Maybe it won't even be a big deal.
He didn't even care that I was rifling through his stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And he seems to misplace his spell books, you know, it... Yeah. Okay. So we head through the darkness.
Yeah. All right. So you retrace your steps without event back to the. Kierkegaard asks if you want to go straight to Solstice, or if you'd like to get out of the Underdark more quickly. He says there's another exit.
Oh God, get us out of this darkness.
Okay. So he shifts your direction to what you're operating under is the impression, or you think is south, and stays in this basalt wasteland for a little while. So you walk for about an hour and a half or whatever. He recasts his levitation spell, and okay. So you wander uneventfully to what actually looks like the same staircase you walked down before. It's kind of hard to tell, though. It's just a spiral stair. You come to a wall, and then there's a staircase spiraling up, carved into the basalt. And Kierkegaard starts walking up the staircase, dragging the Moonblade behind him. There's a...
Is it like a gnome-sized staircase, or is there like a human-sized staircase with a gnome-sized staircase next to it?
It's a human-sized staircase, and he's just doing the best he can.
Okay.
So he's basically got to climb up each step and tug the Sunblade up after him, and climb up and tug. Actually, he can levitate with his mind. So So you ascend the spiral staircase, maybe 50, 100 feet up to another level. You actually aren't able to identify the material of the land because it's dark. But based on texture, it seems like you transitioned to a different area. In which you wander in darkness for a little while.
I know.
What's that?
Sorry, guys. 1 sec.
Howdy, chat. What's going on in here? Any moose-induced fatalities since I've last checked?
No, but I thought I spotted your girlfriend in chat.
No.
I didn't.
She wouldn't.
I had to stalk a little bit, but...
How would you spot? What do you mean? What would her Twitch ID be?
I'll just paste it to you in the Zoom chat.
Oh, no. What? She wouldn't know it.
Well, hey, I don't know. You guys do a lot of StarCraft stuff, or did for a while. I don't know. I was curious. I did my cyber stalking, and I'm convinced that this is not her.
Okay. I think she may watch from time to time.
Yeah.
I don't think. Hi, chat.
Hi, chat.
Okay.
Cool. Dinosaur reception, guys. It's not a full dinosaur wedding. Just a dinosaur-themed reception. Which, by the way, Ryan, as best man, you're going to have to be responsible for naming all the tables different names of dinosaurs.
Oh, this is my childhood dream.
I know. That's why we're giving it to you.
They're going to be some obscure fucking dinosaur names.
But they better be cool dinosaurs. You know, not just like obscure names. Because we're going to have we'll probably have little cards with like the picture of the dinosaur on it and the dinosaur name on it. I don't know. We'll do some cool stuff.
Awesome. Okay. So you walk on this new level for a while. Which eventually curves and actually starts to slope upward.
Okay.
And it seems like you're coming to like a peak.
A peak?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you're walking up a hill.
Right. I get you.
And then eventually you see 60 feet above your head the ceiling.
Hey, it's ceiling again.
And then there's more ceiling in front of you, and it sort of encloses in, and you're sort of... You feel like you walked into a closet, kind of? You still got the slope.
I stop him for a moment.
What's that?
I stop him for a moment and go, hey, I had a question that couldn't be answered earlier. Maybe you can answer it now. How does the ceiling stay up there with no support?
There is support, and he pokes a wall in front of you.
But look all the way around. There's just empty space.
You see, it's all about perspective. Compared to the arms of the earth,
I start rolling my eyes.
Mile of empty space you see before you is nothing. A small pore in the fabric of the earth.
Okay, cool. All right, so
all right, you just try to shut him up.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So you've walked up this hill, and you see the ceiling, and then eventually it's like ceiling all around, and you've sort of walked into like a little dead-end nook, if that makes sense, with a hill behind you, and then walls and ceiling on three sides. It's about 8 feet tall and maybe 5 feet wide.
I'm not understanding this at all.
So imagine a closet that's do you have a walk-in closet or something like that?
Okay. It's like a big walk-in closet.
About 5 feet wide, except and you're staring in, you're in a closet, but behind you, instead of your bedroom, it's just like a hill.
Okay.
In the Underdark.
Like a hill with the ceiling stays pretty flat, though. The ceiling doesn't rise.
It slopes.
The ceiling slopes down? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Are there doors on this closet?
It looks like a flat stone wall from your perspective, but he is...
Wait, I have a 1 in 6
rubbing his
chance
hands
to
on
find shit, even if I'm not looking, but I'm looking for secret passages now.
In which case it's a 1 and 2?
3?
1 and 3?
I don't know. There's 2 different things to look for. Let me look them up. There's concealed and then there's secret, and we're looking for secret, not just concealed.
Yes.
Secret doors. Merely passing with 10 feet gives them a 1 in 6 chance. If actively searching, they have a 1 in 3, a 1 or a 2 on a d6. And a 50-50 chance to discover a concealed portal.
What's the difference between a concealed and a secret?
Concealed is like it's a door and there's just like something blocking it, like a bookshelf or a curtain. A secret door is like a door that's been designed to be invisible and like blend in with the stuff.
Yeah. So you do not see anything.
Okay.
And he's like rubbing his hands on this wall. And then he proceeds to start chanting in a magical language. Waves his arms about, reaches into one of the pouches dangling off of his ring mail, and sprinkles, looks like a few seeds or something into the air. And then he makes a gesture like this, as if he's manipulating a giant touchscreen. Mm-hmm. And you are immediately blinded by a spear of light. Oh, and he opens his hand as wide as they'll go, even wider, and with it, a hole appears in the wall in front of you, and sunlight comes shedding in.
Oh, man. I wince in the bright light and let my eyes adjust. They are pale green eyes, so they're going to adjust more quickly, but more painfully than other eyes.
Yeah. So we've actually got a map.
Ooh. Let's take a look at the map, guys.
So you are right there. There's a gnome in front of you.
Okay, I'm not sure exactly what I'm looking at. What is black,
we'll
gray,
figure it
and
out.
gold?
Okay. Actually, it doesn't really matter that much. These red dots do not exist.
Okay. Wait a minute. I know where this is.
Out of character, you probably will. We can use this weird green thing as Kierkegaard for now. And the Sunblade's body.
Huh.
So you are, like I said, standing in that closet, only now the other side of the door is opened. Directly across from you, this here is a cliff face. It's covered with foliage growing out of this grayish rock. In front of you is a dirt pathway. As you step, do you step forward? So Kierkegaard steps forward.
Yeah, I step forward and start looking about in the bright light.
All right, so can you move your token?
Jeez.
All right, so in the center there is a burned out campfire, and all around you are overturned wagons. There appears to be no one in sight.
Kirky, where the hell are we?
The surface. He reaches into a pouch and pulls out a pair of glasses that are tinted. So basically an ancient pair of sunglasses. Which he puts on and says, yeah, the surface. We're about a day's journey south of Solstice.
Well, let's get the hell out of here then. Which way do we go?
He points that direction.
All right.
You saw me ping.
I try and untip one of the wagons that has all 4 wheels intact.
They are way too big for you to do that on your own.
I recruit...
You can, I mean, if you'd like... Okay, sure.
I recruit my fellow people to untilt the wagon, if possible.
Yeah, sure. Between the 3 of you, you're able to get one of the smaller ones back in operation. Okay. Reattach the wheel and get it moving.
Yeah, we put the body of the Sunblade in there.
Since... Okay.
And then...
You're going to have to pull it by hand.
I'm gonna have
but I guess you'll still be moving as quickly as Kierkegaard can skip.
Oh, he can sit in the wagon too.
Okay, so you'll probably move it like moving right 9 or something if you're
probably
dragging this
9.
heavy ass wagon,
Look, until we hit the downhill part.
which is immediate.
Then it's a hop on and hold on for dear life.
Yeah. So so this white area here at the top of
Okay.
to the gray and the black is high ground, and then going down to your left is a trail, just a dirt track. It looks like there are wagon prints, and also prints of people and
Are there
other
any fresh
things.
prints?
You're not really a tracker. Roll. Do you have any skill you'd like to use?
No, I got nothing. Okay, well, if there's no fresh prints, that's fine.
All right. Are you seeing the map now?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're at this mountain pass, heading north to Solstice.
Okay.
So that entrance to the Underdark was there. As you guys leave, Kierkegaard seals the door back up. Seals the gate.
Do I get a good look at how he seals it up?
He doesn't have to do anything, actually. I mean, he just walks up to it without a word and closes it.
Oh, that's right. It's
You see where once he closes it, there etched into the wall is just the faintest carving of a doorway into the stone of the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure if you would have noticed it at first glance. As an elf, you probably would have had a shot. But now that you see him playing with it, it's pretty clear where it is. You're not sure if you could repeat the opening of the portal, but you can at least see where it is.
Okay.
And with that, you travel north. Immediately, so you're at the top of this mountain pass.
Right.
And then going down the other side, it's just a series of switchbacks.
Okay. Well, I get Michelle to help me make sure the wagon doesn't run away from us. And then we proceed down the hill.
Yeah, so you step towards the edge of this cliff, this view, and you look down and you see a lush valley before you. But it's quite foggy today, and the fog is most of the way up the valley. So you're above the fog line. You can see the tops of some trees, but for the most part, this valley and Solstice itself is shrouded in mist. You can see the ocean off to the west, and the sun shining high in the sky, middle of the afternoon.
Solstice. It's almost starting to look like home.
You were asking about tracks?
Yeah, just if there were any tracks in that area. I kind of stopped paying attention once I see the road in front of me, and once like Solstice comes into view, my heart.
You can't see Solstice. You roughly think you know where it is, but it's shrouded in cloud or in fog.
Well, once we see the ocean, I can feel myself getting closer. So
did you want to roll something to see if you spotted those tracks, or?
Sure. I don't know what you want me to roll though. Like a perception check.
Sure.
22.
Yeah, you do spot some fresh tracks. They look like a barefoot person, but they're really big, like Shaquille O'Neal. And they look fresh in the mud. They're in the reasonably wet mud, wet dirt.
Well, I hope none of these guys come to get us too soon, because if we have to abandon the cart in the middle of the switchbacks to fight them, that cart is going to run away without us, and he's going to die. But okay. We just keep going and crossing our fingers, hope for the best.
Yeah, so you go a few switchbacks down, and roll a perception check.
Perception check, here we come. 16. Ouch.
Okay, Michelle? That's what I should have done on this while we were dealing with technical difficulties, is giving Michelle a character. And neither of you notice, but Kierkegaard points out, he points his staff up the hill. He says, hey, look. And you look and you see Half dozen or more humanoids on the mountainside, a couple 100 feet up, trudging through the sagebrush.
Are they coming downhill?
Left, yeah, coming downhill from the peak towards the mountain pass that you just came out of.
Uh-oh.
Those look like mountain ogres.
Mountain ogres?
They aren't too quick, but we should keep moving. No breaks.
Okay,
You simply add an adjective to the name of the monster, and all of a sudden Neil's terrified.
Mountain ogres, because they're so much scarier than normal ogres. Okay.
There's a dog barking. Shut
Yeah,
up, dog. You're on a live mic. All right. So you travel down these switchbacks. The ogres look like they do spot you, but you're moving about as quickly as they would be, so they don't pursue.
Good.
Shout any insults, stare them down from afar.
No, we just keep pushing. Try to ignore the ogres. If we ignore them, they ignore us. Hopefully we'll be cool.
40-foot movement ogres.
Yeah.
Okay. So you descend these switchbacks and follow the trail towards Solstice. On the road, just before dark, actually, you see a small cart coming down the road towards you. The sun is just setting. The fog has pretty much burned off by now, but you descended into... It's actually mostly farmland that you're walking through at this point.
Okay.
So walked and descended through the trees on the switchbacks down the mountainside. Oak forest. And then eventually it breaks away into fertile farmland. So you've seen a few farms off in the distance, but haven't encountered any people. But around nightfall, you see a cart coming towards you. Cloaked figure at the reins, leading a donkey.
Okay, I stop our cart at this point.
On the side of the road.
As long as we're not on a dangerous slope, I stop our cart.
No, you're on flat ground.
Okay.
You're basically pulling the cart, so...
Yeah, that's fine. I give it a stop, I kind of catch my breath for a moment, and pull Michelle up beside me, and kind of stand nervously watching them come. And I maneuver our stuff so we're off the road enough that they can pass without problem.
Yeah, there's enough room for 2 carts to
Okay.
cross paths, but you stop anyways.
Yeah, I stop and move off to the side a little bit, and keep my hands, near weapons. And
Visibly near weapons?
Glare at them. What?
Visibly near weapons?
Maybe like one hand like resting in front of the dagger on the belt, and the other hand just kind of like maybe hands on the hips, right near where the daggers would be, but still like a hands on the hips sort of look.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of give them a nod as they walk past.
Okay, there are 2 on foot, one driving the wagon, and the wagon is like covered with a cloth, so you're not sure what's inside of it.
Okay.
The cloaked man and the reins gives you a nod. Evening.
Evening.
One of the guys walks up in front of you. Greetings, traveler. And keeps walking.
Just kind of nod and let them pass.
They pass.
Cool. All right, good. Then I pull the cart and have Michelle push until it gets going again, and start rambling on towards Solstice. I do have 15 strength, so I'm kind of buff.
Yep. Won't give you any combat bonuses, but it'll certainly help you pull a wagon. It's dark. That's what I was trying to say. Are you making camp, or do you want to push on through to Solstice?
How far is it to Solstice?
You can see the light in the distance of the city. It's probably a few more hours.
Fuck it, let's push it. I want to get into the city for the night.
All right. There is no one else on the road. About 3 hours later, you come within sights of the city walls. The gates are still open. And there are 2 knights on either side. Okay, you approach. The
Yeah.
guard look. Oh, you've just got a body on your cart, don't you?
Unconscious, bloody body. Yeah.
That might have made the last one kind of more interesting if I was
Well, I
thinking
mean, he's
about
all
it.
the way in the back of the cart. There's walls.
Yeah.
They'd have to look in.
Yep. All right. So there's 2 guards. You can pull the cart past them. Do you...
I come up to them and I say, I found him on the road near the pass at the top. I think he needs help.
They take a look at this. Shh, brother! And first one puts a hand on Sunblade's chest. He gives a nod to the other, who runs inside the city to fetch help. They said it must have been those damn ogres.
Yeah, ogres or something. Really glad I can help you guys out here. You know, it's
Thank
hard
goodness
work.
you came along.
It's hard enough making a living these days with ogres walking about. But,
It looks like his wounds have been tended to.
Yeah, we did the best that we could. My friend here, Kirky, and I tended to the wounds.
Kirky's sort of... Well, Kirky's looking at you. You can't really read his expression because he has these giant sunglasses that are too big for his face. So
Yeah.
he now looks pretty expressionless. It's actually the middle of the night, and he's still wearing his sunglasses.
I don't know if it... Ooh, that was really bitter. I don't actually know if it was ogres or not, but... You know, the wounds look too small to be ogre wounds, but what do I know? I'm not a
Too
seasoned
small.
warrior.
Okay.
I kind of
Alright,
look
so
at
do
him.
you hang-
I stand
you-
around awkwardly for a moment, looking very expectantly at him. At the guard.
He's too busy fussing with the Sunblade to pay you any attention. Do you hang around to see what happens? Do you...
I tell him he can keep the cart, and that the Sunblade should come by the Traveler's Oasis and ask for Michelle if he wants to meet his rescuers.
Your name is Michelle, he says? I'm very
No,
grateful
my
to you,
wife.
and he sticks-
The name's in my wife. The room's in my wife's name.
Oh.
When you say
His
girls
helm
come to
tilts
stay,
towards Michelle. He pauses on.
yeah, when you say it's in a woman's name,
Yes,
you tend to
ma'am.
get a little bit more service and respect, I find.
Very well. I'll let him know as soon as the priests patch him up.
Excellent. All right, you can keep the cart.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah, whatever. I shrug it off and head to the Traveler's Oasis with my party.
By the way, I watched Dread.
Oh my god.
Knights of Soul, or Sunblade is totally Judge Dredd.
Oh my god, wasn't Dread amazing?
It was pretty awesome.
Oh my god, didn't it just blow your mind. I watched Dread and Judge Dredd, the 95 version of it. I watched both of them 2 times within 36 hours last week. It was an amazing.
It's not that, that's only like 2 movies, isn't it?
That's 4 movies because I watched each
Oh,
one
okay.
of them twice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think Thursday night I did Dredd and Judge Dredd, and then Friday I did Dredd, and then Saturday I did Judge Dredd. It was fantastic. Life should be like that all the time.
Why can't it be?
Oh, it will be. Anyway, I guess that's... I think we're at break.
Yeah.
I don't know what
seems
break
like a
this
good
is,
point for
but
a
we're at
break.
a break.
We've been going for an hour.
Yeah. Normally we would end... You know what? We would actually normally end in half an hour from now. Do you just want to push it through, or do you want to go to 10:30?
Don't care. What do you think?
I don't care. We got delayed. Let's go ahead and let's just take a break and then do a full hour.
Yeah,
Don't mind.
sounds good.
Cool. See you guys on the other side.